Hey, 49ers faithful. We are diving right into all the latest news and updates surrounding our San Francisco 49ers. And there is so much to unpack as we look back at the regular season and start thinking about what comes next. The regular season is officially behind us. And while it had its ups and downs, there are plenty of reasons to be excited for what lies ahead. This season really tested the team in a variety of ways, from injuries to tough divisional matchups. And yet, the Niners showed resilience, determination, and flashes of brilliance that make every fan proud. As we start looking ahead to next week, there are a lot of questions on the table, but also some really encouraging takeaways from this past season that can fuel confidence moving forward. One of the highlights that stands out to me is just how impactful certain players were during key moments. And there are a few that deserve extra attention. Deebo Samuel, for instance, had moments where he looked absolutely unstoppable, making plays that changed the course of games and put defenses on notice. Even if this season did not quite match his historic campaign in 2021, his presence on the field was undeniable. In a matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles, Deebo's contributions were particularly memorable, with several big plays, receptions that turned into first downs, and touchdowns that really highlighted his ability to perform when it mattered most. Alongside him, Elijah Mitchell and Jordan Mason made their mark as well, contributing crucial plays that kept the offense moving and helped the team stay competitive in tight matchups. Looking at the roster now, it is impressive to see how many of these players are still with the team, continuing to impact games and maintaining that competitive edge that the Niners have become known for. As we pivot to the upcoming game against Philadelphia, there are a number of strategic considerations to keep in mind. One player who has been quietly consistent is Demotor Leonard. His coverage numbers this season have been impressive, and his ability to limit passing yards allowed has been a key component of the Niners' defensive strategy. While he has not been targeted as frequently as some of his teammates, the moments when he is tested are crucial. For this next game, one of the big questions revolves around how many yards he will allow against a talented Eagles receiving core that includes players like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. His past performance, including a coverage grade that reflects his efficiency and reliability, sets the stage for an interesting matchup where every defensive snap will count. How he responds in high-pressure moments will be critical to the Niners' chances of success. Another aspect to consider as we look ahead is the schedule for next year, which has already been released and provides some intriguing possibilities. The Niners have managed to avoid some of the tougher road matchups that can really test a team's depth and endurance. Instead of facing historically dominant teams like Buffalo or Green Bay in challenging conditions, the schedule offers opportunities against teams that may be less consistent or in transition, such as Miami or Minnesota. This could give the Niners a strategic advantage, especially as they continue to build on their strengths and refine their game plan. Travel, recovery, and game preparation all become critical factors in the playoffs, and having a schedule that balances challenge and opportunity can make a difference in sustaining momentum over the course of the season. Looking at the Philadelphia matchup specifically, it is clear that this will not be an easy game by any stretch. Playoff football always comes with high stakes, and the Eagles, even if not as dominant as they were in 2023, remain a formidable opponent with strong defensive schemes and offensive threats capable of creating explosive plays. The key for the Niners will be to leverage their own offensive strengths while exploiting areas where the Eagles may have vulnerabilities. Players like Ricky Pearl, if fully healthy, and Trent Williams, who has shown remarkable consistency this season, will be crucial in providing stability and allowing the Niners to execute their offensive strategy effectively. Meanwhile, the absence of Deebo Samuel in recent games reminds us that the team must find balance and depth across all positions, relying on multiple playmakers to step up and contribute when called upon. When analyzing Philadelphia's performance metrics, there are encouraging signs for the Niners. Their offense has not been as dominant as in previous seasons, and their defense, while strong, has shown some inconsistencies that San Francisco can potentially exploit. Special teams will also play a significant role, as the Niners have consistently performed well in this phase, and taking advantage of opportunities to gain field position or make big plays could swing momentum in their favor. The Niners coaching staff, led by Kyle Shanahan, has shown adaptability and creativity throughout the season, and finding ways to approach the Eagles from a fresh perspective could provide a tactical edge. Lessons learned from past games, including difficult matchups against teams like the Seahawks, can inform adjustments that maximize strengths and minimize weaknesses, putting the team in the best possible position to succeed. It is also worth noting that the NFC West this season has been incredibly competitive. 3 teams with 12 or more wins demonstrate the high level of play and the challenge of emerging as the top team in the division. Splitting games against the Seahawks and Rams while handling the Cardinals reflects both the toughness of the schedule and the Niners' ability to rise to the occasion. This level of competition has undoubtedly prepared the team for the intensity of playoff football, where every decision, every play, and every adjustment can have a huge impact on the outcome. The experiences of the regular season, both the triumphs and the setbacks, have helped shape a team that is battle-tested and ready to face the challenges ahead. With the Niners set to face the Philadelphia Eagles on the road, there's a mixture of anticipation, strategy, and high stakes. This is playoff football, where there is no room for error and every detail matters. The team's preparation, focus, and ability to adapt in real time will be tested, and fans can expect an intense, hard-fought contest. Whether it comes down to executing big plays, controlling the line of scrimmage, or making the right adjustments on defense, the margin for victory will be slim, and the excitement for what is to come could not be higher. As we continue to break down the upcoming showdown against the Philadelphia Eagles, it is important to understand the nuances that could define this game. Playing on the road always introduces extra challenges: hostile crowd, unfamiliar field, and the mental edge that comes with facing a team in their own stadium. However, the Niners have been through adversity this season, and that experience may very well give them an advantage. With the team having faced a rigorous NFC West schedule and a number of injury setbacks, they are battle-hardened and capable of rising to the occasion. This is a team that has learned to adapt on the fly, to adjust schemes mid-game, and to trust in the depth of their roster when key players are unavailable. Each position group has had to step up at different points, and that resiliency could prove crucial in a high-stakes playoff environment. Looking at Philadelphia's roster, there are a few trends worth noting. Their offense is built around a balance of explosive passing plays and a strong running game. But this season has seen some inconsistency, particularly in quarterback play and the effectiveness of certain skill positions. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith remain elite threats, yet the supporting cast has shown variability in execution. The Niners' secondary will need to remain disciplined, leveraging Demoter Leonard's coverage skills and strategic positioning to minimize big plays. The front seven will also be a key factor, with the defensive line needing to generate pressure without overcommitting, as Philadelphia has the ability to exploit aggressive pass rushes with quick throws and creative route combinations. Reading the offense correctly and maintaining situational awareness will be essential for the Niners to control the pace and flow of the game. On the offensive side, San Francisco's game plan will likely focus on balance and adaptability. The running game has been a consistent weapon, especially when Christian McCaffrey is healthy and able to dictate tempo. Utilizing him effectively, whether through traditional carries, screens, or short passes, can open up opportunities for the passing game. Quarterback play is always under the microscope in playoff scenarios, and the Niners' signal caller will need to make quick decisions, maintain composure under pressure, and trust the protection schemes set up by the offensive line. Trent Williams' health and performance are crucial in this regard, as keeping the quarterback clean provides the freedom to read the defense and make decisive throws. Meanwhile, wide receivers and tight ends must execute precise routes, create separation, and be ready to make contested catches, especially in high-leverage situations where a single reception can shift momentum. Special teams could also play a pivotal role in this matchup. San Francisco has historically excelled in field position battles, with kick and punt coverage units capable of limiting return yards and creating advantageous situations for the offense. Field goals and extra points may not seem like game changers until they are, and being able to consistently convert opportunities while forcing Philadelphia into long drives can tilt the balance in the Niners' favor. Even subtle elements like kickoff placement, punt hang time, and coverage alignment can influence the rhythm of the game, and attention to these details often separates playoff teams from the rest. Another factor that cannot be overlooked is coaching strategy. Kyle Shanahan has built a reputation for creativity and adaptability, and his ability to make in-game adjustments will be under the spotlight. This season has provided ample data for the coaching staff, from how defenses have reacted to motion and shifts to how the offensive line has handled different blitz packages. Using film study, situational awareness, and prior matchups, the team can identify potential mismatches and exploit weaknesses in Philadelphia's defense. The challenge is ensuring that players execute these plans under the pressure and intensity that playoff football demands. Mental focus, situational discipline, and composure under pressure are as critical as physical execution, and the Niners have demonstrated they can rise to that challenge when it matters most. In terms of the Eagles' defensive tendencies, they rely on a mix of zone and man coverage, with a focus on limiting explosive plays while generating turnovers. Their linebackers and secondary have the ability to disrupt timing routes, and creating separation as a receiver or finding gaps as a ball carrier will require precise execution. This makes pre-snap motion, route adjustments, and quarterback decision-making all the more important. Recognizing coverage patterns and adjusting in real time can lead to key completions and sustained drives, which are essential in playoff football, where every possession carries significant weight. The Niners' offense must remain dynamic, mixing tempo and formations to keep Philadelphia guessing while avoiding predictable tendencies. The psychological aspect of this game also deserves attention. The Niners are entering this matchup having faced a humbling loss in their last game, and that experience could serve as motivation rather than discouragement. A team that has recently faced adversity and learned from it often comes back with sharper focus, heightened intensity, and a greater sense of urgency. Understanding the importance of playoff momentum, building confidence through execution, and maintaining composure during critical moments can all influence the final outcome. Conversely, Philadelphia will also feel pressure to perform, and that dynamic can create opportunities for San Francisco if they manage the mental aspects effectively. Looking at recent history, the Niners have demonstrated an ability to adjust quickly between games. Facing a strong opponent like the Seahawks provided insights into vulnerabilities that could be addressed against the Eagles. Recognizing tendencies, anticipating defensive alignments, and making strategic shifts on both sides of the ball can allow San Francisco to approach the game with a tailored plan that maximizes their strengths while mitigating risks. Players who were tested under pressure have learned to maintain focus and execute under duress, and that experience can be leveraged in high-pressure playoff scenarios. Every decision, every adjustment, and every execution counts when the stakes are this high. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. What began as a routine media appearance has quickly turned into one of the most talked about storylines around the league. According to sources close to the Seahawks organization, the team's head coach delivered a striking and carefully balanced assessment of the 49ers that is now fueling speculation about deeper motivations and internal strategy. On one hand, the Seahawks coach reportedly did not shy away from criticism. He questioned the consistency of the 49ers' approach, suggesting that their physical style sometimes crosses into predictability. The remark, subtle but pointed, was interpreted by many as an attempt to expose perceived weaknesses that could be exploited. Observers noted that his tone carried a sense of frustration, as if past encounters had left a lasting impression on how he views the division rival's identity. Yet what made the statement truly intriguing was how quickly criticism turned into admiration. In the same breath, the coach is said to have praised the 49ers for their discipline, roster depth, and ability to remain competitive regardless of injuries or external pressure. He reportedly highlighted their coaching continuity and culture, describing it as something that commands respect even from opponents who are eager to challenge it. This dual message has sparked debate across locker rooms and fan circles. Some believe the comments were psychological gamesmanship, designed to send mixed signals and keep the 49ers guessing. Others see it as a rare moment of honesty, reflecting the complex respect that exists between two franchises that know each other too well. There is also speculation that the praise was directed as much inward as outward, serving as a reminder to the Seahawks roster of the standard required to dominate the division. What remains unclear is whether these words were spontaneous or calculated. In a league where every comment is dissected, the line between respect and rivalry is thin. By criticizing the flaws while applauding the strengths, the Seahawks coach may have reignited a narrative that goes beyond the field, reinforcing that the rivalry is as much mental as it is physical. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.